Welcome back, Bridgewater College Teacher Education Program students. In this screencast, we're going to look at one more item on that notebook software toolbar that we haven't seen before. And to be honest with you, I didn't show you this icon earlier because I was afraid that once you saw that it was there and learned how to use it, you wouldn't want to use any of the other tools. Because the icon we're going to look at today is called the SmartExchange icon. When I click on that option, what it's going to do is it's going to launch a web page. It's going to take us to Smart's website. On Smart's website, it turns out there is a way for teachers to send in SmartBoard files that they've created, and then you may access those files yourself and use them in your classroom. Now, I wasn't trying to hide this from you as if you shouldn't see it. It's just that I want you to first learn how to use the tools yourself. Then, having learned to use the tools, now you can download someone else's SmartBoard file and alter it exactly the way you want your lesson to occur. To show you how it's used, and I should tell you that I have already signed into this website. You need to create an account. It's a free account. So I have created my account and I am now signed in on what is called SmartExchange. And the website is simply exchange.smarttech.com, and you can see that right up here, exchange.smarttech.com. Let's do a search for 10 frame. If you remember in one of our other screencasts, we created a 10 frame, and I'm wondering if anyone else has created a 10 frame. So let's do a search for 10 frame and see what people have sent into the SmartExchange about 10 frames. Well, it turns out there's 77 items that have been sent in. Of these, if you'll notice down here, 69 of them are SmartBoard lessons. So people have already created 10 frame lessons and sent them into Smart. So I'm going to pick one. I could preview it if I want to, but I'm going to simply download it. After all, these are sent in for free. And I will tell you in advance that the one I'm picking is picked for a particular reason, and that is I know the fellow who did this one pretty well. His name is Harvey Almerode, and Harvey, like myself, is a former math supervisor and math teacher, and he has created numerous SmartBoard files for teachers to use, and they're all excellent. So let's look at his SmartBoard file about interactive 10 frame. I'll click to download it. I'll say I want my computer to open it up when it downloads, and then I'll wait on it to download. Okay, it's opening up now. Okay, here it is, and I'll have to be honest with you, it took several seconds for this to download, and I simply cut that part out of the screencast. So, at any rate, I've gone to the SmartExchange website, I've done a search for 10 frame, found this one, and I've now downloaded it, and I have pulled it up for me to use. So Harvey has a number of tricks that he uses in his SmartBoard files. Notice here he's got a pull screen. So if I pull that down, it's going to tell us exactly how to use the 10 frame that he's constructed. He says if we click on a white square, a red counter will appear. We click again and it disappears. It's only a 2-page file, so let's go to page 2. So on our 10 frame, if I want to show the number 7, I simply click, 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 and now we have 7 showing on the 10 frame. And again, we would use this in our math class as we teach kids to use a 10 frame. He actually has several other 10 frame SmartBoard files that he's created. I simply wanted to show you how easy it is to find someone else's notebook file, download it, and use it in your class. If I go back to the SmartExchange site, let's go back there now by just clicking on the icon. Okay, I'm back there now. If I simply leave this blank and do a search, I want you to notice it says there are 50,178 results. There are 19,000 notebook lessons for you to pick from. So teachers have been donating their notebook files to SmartExchange for years, and there's quite a collection here. And obviously you can search many ways. You can search by the newest ones, by the most recommended, and so forth. All you have to do is to type in a search item, and it will find notebook files associated with that item. I'll just do one more quick example. Let's suppose that we're looking for something that has to do with Civil War. So I type in Civil War and say go. It turns out it found 228 resources, of which 151 are Smart Notebook lessons. There are some other versions of notebook software that your school may or may not have. For example, there's a special math version that costs a little bit of money. So I'm staying away from showing you those lessons because we are going to concentrate only on the SmartBoard lessons for a basic SmartBoard setup. Notice there's 151 SmartBoard lessons associated with the Civil War, and I could just scroll down and pick one and click and download it. Certainly before I did that, I could click to do the preview or find out exactly what it is that's included. Here's one that has to do with Virginia studies, 4th grade. So if you're a 4th grade teacher, you may find this one to be handy. All of these have been donated by teachers. And hopefully not only are you learning to find items on the SmartExchange, but as you become a better SmartBoard user yourself, maybe you'll be donating items to SmartExchange. I hope so, because it's a wonderful tool for teachers. In our next screencast, we're going to look at how to use some of the real fancy features of notebook software, such as how to hide answers and then reveal them to students at the appropriate time. We'll see you then.